Hello everybody, welcome! My name is Bride of Hessens County, and I'm glad that you could join us again today for another TTRPG Talk short. This series takes a look at tabletop role-playing games and related materials in short form. Today we're going to be taking a look at Plutes by Penflower Ink. This is a multiplayer game built around their 4 points RPG system. The game takes place in the prosperous semi-industrial city of Gilderberg. While the city on a whole seems to be doing rather well, there are large amounts of wealth segregation and inequality, with a financially and politically dominant plutocracy of 6 families called the Circle at the top. The player characters are outsiders or outcasts who have been taken it as their mission to, as the title suggests, loot the Plutes for everything that they're worth. However, this is a grave risk, as theft is the only crime in Gilderberg where there is a death sentence. This city is inhabited by 6 different folk, each represented by a family in the circle. They give your character a starting list of physiological traits and abilities. So these folk are the Brel, who are a hyper-aware and athletic cat folk, the sturdy and pheromone-using hill folk, which act like this universe's halflings, the rodent-like Knatch, which are experts at navigating in tight spaces and burrowing, the Levishar, who are a reptilian folk with many combat-related traits and the ability to climb like a gecko, the cold-resistant and tough mountain folk, who are similar to your stereotypical dwarves, and the fey-like valley folk that actually have a number of plant-like characteristics. While I will not go into the 4 points RPG system in any great detail here, as I'm intending on doing a deep dive into this as part of our SRD series, I will touch on the basics of the 4 points game, the system here. A 4 points game is built around creating a system where narrative and player agency are key pillars of the game. Therefore, the game gives the players the choice of using either a guaranteed success point-buy system or testing their luck with dice whenever deciding the outcome of actions. The points for the point-buy system come from one of your 4 stat pools: wits, stamina, dexterity, and sociability. There are advantages and disadvantages that modify either the point cost or the odds of your roll, should you use a dice instead, that come from the current situation, the player's skills, and their folk traits, traits and abilities as mentioned previously. The magic from this game also relies on using points from that stat pool, so it all kind of ties together rather nicely. As you might expect for this style of play, the adventure style or the game loop will most often consist of your group hearing rumors of a heist opportunity and then planning, followed by having the plan go horribly wrong at the worst moment but getting away anyway. That said, the system could play stories that go in many different ways. Maybe your adventure will be more like the Robin Hood con job styles of Now You See Me, or the Korean heist film Dodokdul, or The Thieves, with a dramatic collapse and double cross at the end. It could be more comedic fun like The Italian Job or A Fish Called Wanda, or have city-shaking stakes like, I don't know, a Mission Impossible movie. Maybe their first job is getting dragged into somebody else's botched heist, or they need a break out of jail because they got arrested for something else, or mistaken identity has caused them to go on a fugitive-like chase across the city. You could really honestly pull this in many different ways. While the art style and the sort of powers and things do suggest a kind of, to me at least, feel like a bit of whimsical fun, you don't have to limit yourself to that. It's basically what I'm trying to say here. Links to Loot the Plutes and other related materials by Penflower Ink can be found down below in the description as always. Thank you all very much for joining us today. Now go out there and get that score. And don't forget to rate your itch purchases. If you would like to show your support for this channel or for the Hessens County blog, In the description down below, you will find links to the channel Coffee and also the Itch Store. Please feel free to take a look, and thank you for your support.